Today I'm going to tell you exactly how to dominate turn 1 with the Beastmen as Taurox the Brass Bull. So the Beastmen ravage the world by raising herdstones in settlements to create blood grounds, enhancing your war herd in the name of the Dark Gods. Winning battles earns dread to spend on expanding unit and hero capacities, recruiting legendary lords or other upgrades. The light infantry and monster units of the Beastmen are masters of charging from ambush, able to close the gap quickly and overwhelm the enemy. However, with mediocre leadership and poor armor, Beastmen suffer in prolonged engagements, their Primal Fury ability only granting them bonuses when leadership is high. So this is really important. You want to get as many blood grounds as you can, and you definitely want lots of Minotaurs with guys that run in and have high leadership. So let's jump in to Taurox. His faction effects are rampage. When he maintains momentum from successive battle victories, he gets rewards and bonuses. He has a minus 25% for dread costs, which helps him increase capacity for Minotaurs, Minotaurs with shields, and Minotaurs with great weapons, which he also boosts. Rating stance is upgraded to Juggernaut rating stance, which increases campaign movement range but reduces rating income. Taurox leaves River of Blood effects in regions after winning battles, and they can stack up to 3 times. And also, he has a plus 10% for Minotaur units in the Lord's Army, which you can see are monstrous infantry. And he has the ability Bloodbeast. It's an explosion. I love this ability. What you're going to do is you're going to run Taurox right into the first infantry, avoid getting shot by archers, and as soon as he hits them, he's going to hit explosion, and then he can run through and hit the backfield. He is going to start in the northwest corner of the map near a bunch of dark elves, some tomb kings, dwarves, and a high elf. So it's a very interesting little start. There's also a vampire counter too. Let's jump on in. Let's jump in. Taurox is a beast man, and I'm serious, he is a beast man. He has his Beastman Bray Shaman, and his path to glory for the Slaughterhorn tribe is he must win battles and stack rivers of blood, which we talked about earlier. You're going to send him into successive battles, and that's going to give him rampage. Okay, so if you look over here, this is his meter. Each thing he gets is called Bestial Rage, and he's going to get bonuses for this. And this is going to help his growth. And if you look over here, his rampage is going to basically go up as he wins battles, and you're going to recruit better and better like little bonuses or rewards. Okay, so you can raise herdstones to establish blood grounds where you can gather marks of runation. Now these runation marks here are going to be basically used to multiply and strengthen your hordes, like it says. Okay, you want to fight and raid to maintain the bestial rage of your forces, allowing the expansion of horde encampments. And these guys are going to be horde armies, so as they go along, they're going to be able to recruit. Okay, so we definitely want to look at what's the options here. You can run over here to this, and as you can see, you can potentially put a herdstone down here. There's also Clar Karond, which is where they want you to kind of go, which is in this direction. But this is also technically an okay path. You could go down through here and then run down, and you're going to hit dwarves and other fun stuff back in this area. So I would definitely throw your shaman right in, and then we're going to take this guy into battle. Okay, so as you can see, Taurox is a super powerful lord right off the bat. So we can look at his rewards of dread here and challenges of the dark gods, which is his tech tree. but he has no siege equipment, but luckily, if you look, he has siege attacker, so he can actually take this guy out. He's an armored, armor-piercing melee expert. He has a ton of armor, so basically he can take tons of physical and magical damage, and it's going to reduce that by a certain percentage. He has flaming attacks, and he has armor-piercing weapon damage for 375, which is going to cut through a lot of their armor. He has that Bloodbeast ability we talked about earlier, Blood Greed, which means that the longer he is in and he gets more kills, he's going to stack the ability percentage up to 20% for armor piercing weapon damage, up to 15% charge bonus, up to 16 melee attack, which is basically 16% increased hit percent, and then he'll be immune to psychology. Now, he does have wounds, so you want to make sure that he doesn't drop his hit points down too far. And he has this, which is Slaughterhorn's Call. So if he's in melee, all of the guys around him are going to get a bonus. So definitely keep your Minotaurs close to him. So I definitely would suggest the Bray Shaman staying in the back, and you're going to use these spells to slow them down, and the melee defense to make your Minotaurs more worthy of battle so they don't just melt. The Ungor herd are shielded. These guys are going to be your basic military. They also have stocks, so if you check this out, they can move hidden in any terrain, so that's super important. Then we have Ungor spearmen, which are going to be anti-large, so those are going to take out any type of larger units. The Ungor raiders, which are going to have those missiles, and then the chaos warhounds with the scaly skin, and that's going to deflect a little bit of the missiles, and they have vanguard deployment, so I definitely like to do vanguard with them, and that way I can hit their archers from the backside doing a pincer movement. They have Minotaurs with shields and Minotaurs, so I like to take these Minotaurs with shields, put them in front of Taurox, let Taurox run through, smash this Bloodbeast down, and then you can basically run your monstrous infantry through the line and you will smash them down. So let's go ahead and auto-resolve that for now. You guys can fight that manually. We're going to get 75 Dread, and then we got some Favor and some Experience. Now what we can do is we can raise a herdstone, we can raise in advance, or we can loot and raise. So there's a couple things that ideally we want to do. Since we have a herdstone, we can throw that down and start to build up our armies, or you can just loot this bad boy and you can get additional movement range and bestial rage. So let's take a look at what that does if we smash down and try to get a little extra movement range versus the herdstone. So when we get the herdstone here, as you can see, we're going to get this smacked down by Taurox, and it's going to create the ability to create the herdstone enhancement. So you can get carrion offerings, wings of malady. Okay. Winds of magic increase, or ammunition plus 10% for all bloodground regions, minus 30% for enemy towers in siege battles in all bloodground regions. So we definitely like the recruitment capacity, so we're gonna grab that. And then also Taurox, okay, since he is a major player in this, you obviously want to upgrade him, and as you get more funds you'll be able to unlock these. We're going to throw down some skill points. We obviously want to get movement range for Taurox. He is a beast, but you have to be able to move. Okay, you can get this one, devolve. For the research, we gotta just run with the basics. Beastmen have a basic tech tree. Now, rewards of the dread. This is what you guys are going to look at, okay? So as you get through, you're going to have unit caps on your guys that you really want to get. So I highly recommend you save these up for the better units. So I really like the Senegars, especially the Senegars with the throwing axes. I also like the Zangors because they have the barrier. We also have our Cygor, which is basically a giant artillery. They're okay. We have the Elemental, which are decent. Jabberslife, they're good. The Gorgon are great. And then the Praeton is kind of the new monster here for these guys, so you want to check him out for sure. And then obviously the Minotaurs, because these guys are boosted by good old Taurox. Okay, you can get the other lords. This is how you confederate them. Okay, Malagor, Kazrak, and Morgur, but it's going to cost you 1,200 dread. Okay, now you can get also more lords, 500 each. Or sorry, for these heroes. And then we get the upgrades here. You can get more herdstones, are erected at level 5, and it's going to cost you 2,225, 250 dread. So as you see, each upgrade is going to cost you a certain amount of dread. So what you want to do is you want to save up, get a little bit of the unit caps, but you obviously have to get your herdstones up, or else eventually they're not going to be very powerful. Now, if you do notice this over here, you can recruit lords at rank 15. So I highly recommend doing that once you're later in the campaign, so that way you can recruit lords and you can just smash through everything. Okay, so if you have enough gold, you can also purchase items. So all of these items are going to give your guy increased powers. The one you can buy right off the bat are going to be these guys, but I highly recommend getting things like ward save, physical resistance here, campaign movement range. So let's take a look at diplomacy. Taurox, you see these guys? You can technically initiate a diplomacy with them and get a peace treaty. Okay, but we're not going to do that because we want to take them out in the next couple of turns. So as you get through the rampage, you can reward yourself, and the more you get rampages, the more powerful these rewards become. Okay, well, hope you guys enjoyed. And I would definitely recommend taking Taurox into this area, and I would avoid going north towards Alithanar, and even consider going south. Let's take our man here, and what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna take Taurox and we're gonna upgrade him. So if you look, guess what? We have 7,000 favor. So we can buy increased movement range. Look at that. Bam. So let's buy that. We now have a follower. And so you can put that on and have that increased movement range right off the bat. Just sick. There's also these different stances. So there's Juggernaut Rating, which is going to give you plus 25 movement range, not 25%, but plus 25. It's also going to give you vigor in battle tired, so that'll make your army worse in battle. They'll literally get more tired and they'll degrade. This one is going to give you immune to most attrition, hidden until discovered, so it's kind of like the ambush stance, but not quite. And then there's beast paths. Okay, so it's kind of like the underway. Okay, you can jump around, but if you're not careful, you can get intercepted, and you'll have to fight the battle. And most of the time, you're gonna have to fight it manually, because it'll be a losing battle. And right now, it says we're in stance Beastmen ambush. Chance of ambushing an enemy army. This army attacked. So if you think about what we are doing here, we really just want to make sure that we are running through the settlement as quickly as possible. So we can siege this for a second while we get our Ray Shaman into this. We want to place it in our army. And then from here, we still have 4,000 gold left. So you technically can purchase these other items if you like. There's the Banner of Unholy Exaltation. And then there's going to be this one with Vanguard deployment. So depending on how you want to play, and you could also technically get this and put it on another army. Okay. But it does say an army's base campaign movement cannot be increased by more than 50%. So just keep that in mind. So let's grab this one here. And we're going to throw it. Actually, we'll just throw it on Taurox, because it's going to give us that 15% weapon strength, which will help the battle here. And then we're going to essentially smash these guys, okay, because you can't recruit right now. And then what we're going to do is we're going to loot and raise, okay?
We do not fear
Now,
death.
if you do that, you get this little bit of movement range. And you can head back over here towards Storag Gore. Okay. And that is a ruined miner settlement as well. And you can head towards the Temple of Adioth. Okay. We can grab those campaign movement range points. And then there's all these different abilities. Okay. But at the end of the day, the only one really worth it is to get these skill points up for the Bray Shaman. Because the Bray Shaman has some pretty sick abilities, like explosion. There's like a wind spell. Another Mantle of Gorok. It's like a weapon damage increase spell. And then you have a Cygor summon spell. So you can get like an extra unit basically, which is pretty sick. Now with Taurox, he is super powerful. You always want to get melee defense first, because that's going to give you the best chance in combat. And then make sure you get the missile resistance. And I also would just get this armor piercing and the leadership, of course. And then from there, you can wait, because we're not going to be able to hit in camp stance this turn. But next turn, you can roll over here and you can hit this for, you know, a pretty good amount of money. And this will be a good base to basically defend and go all the way around here from. And you can grab diplomacy. You can actually get a peace treaty with these guys. Okay. It's kind of cool. And then from there, we can look at our rewards. And guess what? You could purchase another item if you'd like. You could give him a charge bonus, you could get him stock. Technically, I don't think you could do this twice on the same lord, but you could possibly put it on his Ray Shaman. Okay. So that's kind of cool. And I would have to assume that would increase his campaign movement range. Yep, see it did. Alright. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that. And this is the second alternative way you can roll through and save your herdstone. So that way you can use it on a bigger area like the Hag Hall. If you guys like that, make sure you like, subscribe, and Titan Prime out.